I didn't want to resort to this, but you've left me no choice. For months, I've been investigating Wings Interactive, a so-called indie fund that claims to support marginalized developers. They position themselves as a neutral force in the industry, a lifeline for struggling indie teams. But that's a lie, because every time I dug deeper, they erased their tracks. They deleted their history. They hid their funding sources. And when I confronted them, they blocked me. But they made one mistake. They left behind proof. We don't have to speculate. Because today, I'm going to show you Wings Interactive's own co-founder admitting everything. Hello, and what is going on, everybody? It is Master of the TDS, and welcome back to the channel. Before we get into the video today, please make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons so you can stay up to date with this and other investigations in the future, as well as our regular content. It'd be appreciated. For years, Wings Interactive has claimed to be an independent funding group, but that was a lie. Because here is Audrey Leprince, co-founder of Wings Interactive, admitting that Landfall Games bankrolled them.
And this is how I thought about Wings, and I'm like, I'm gonna go get the money and give it directly to the women to make games. Just cut everything else, just focus on that. This is how it started, and I was trying to make it work with women in games in France, talking to the BPI, the French banks and stuff, and it didn't go very well. And at the same time, Peter from Landfall Studios here in Sweden was trying to do the same. And then we kept bumping into each other and like, it's not working. Right? And then we decided to do it together. And then, boom, it started. Got the first investment from Landfall Games. And then Riot just also granted us $1 million to invest in different projects like a few weeks ago or months ago now.
We already knew that they were at the same location and shared some board members. But now we have it from Audrey Leprince's own mouth. This isn't just connecting dots anymore. This is their own words. Wings Interactive was never an independent fund. They were financed by a major game studio, a studio that now pretends that it has nothing to do with them. But it doesn't stop there. Did you ever wonder why Wings Interactive actually exists? I mean, they try to make it very clear on their page, but that is also a lie. Listen to this.
I'm really starting a journey with doing good with games. We're starting Wings Interactive, which is a fund that invests in games developed by female game developers and diverse teams. So 97% of game investors are male. There's 80% of game developers are also male. There's a strong skew in the games industry and that has manifested as well in the content and also impacts the players. And I don't think that incidents such as Gamergate is really a coincidence. I think that is those kind of incidents are born out of the overall industry and content that has arisen from these circumstances. So really looking to create a more socially fair and just industry and content and player community around PC and console.
Yup, you heard them. It's not just about helping marginalized developers, it's about combating the evils of Gamergate. Are you surprised? This was never about supporting indie developers. This was about pushing a reactionary agenda. They weren't funding games, they were funding ideology. And now that their connections are exposed, they're trying to rewrite history. Wings Interactive had every opportunity to respond. Instead, they scrubbed their website of all their board and committee members, deleted all their games, deleted their Twitter for a time, and deleted almost all of their social media. But now they're back on Twitter and Blue Sky. And when I confronted them on Twitter, they made it very clear that they didn't want to talk. If Wings Interactive is a transparent, honest fund, why are they doing everything possible to erase their past? But you know what's funny? They're not alone. The Game Bakers, they blocked me too. Now you might be asking, okay, who is the Game Bakers? I'm glad you asked. They're an indie studio co-founded by Audrey Leprince, The same Audrey Leprince who runs Wings Interactive. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Audrey Leprince is not only involved with the Game Bakers and Wings, she sits on multiple funding boards, including ones that distribute government money. You heard me correctly. Audrey Leprince, the co-founder of Wings and the Game Bakers, sits on multiple funding boards that distribute government grants to video games. And it doesn't stop there. Her own game studio, the Game Bakers, received funding from the CNC. The French government gave them a grant for their video game. So, begs the question, does this mean that Wings Interactive was directly funded by the government? Well, no. Unfortunately, I can't prove that because they've gone into hiding and the information that I have been able to find is merely speculative. But would it surprise me? No, not at all. Because when you start following the money, things get murky real fast. And for some reason, everyone involved panics the moment they're questioned. And believe me, I've tried to question them. They don't seem to be fans of me. I wonder why. Right now, Wings Interactive is running their annual Games with Wings sale, a special event where they promote games created by women developers. They were off social media until a couple days before this event, because this became more than just about selling games. It became about controlling the narrative, and this sale became the perfect damage control. They want you to forget. They want this to disappear. Because while they're busy pushing friendly, curated showcases, the reality is their funding origins have been exposed. Their leadership is in hiding, and they refuse to answer any questions. This isn't just an indie celebration. As I said, this is convenient damage control. And I, for one, refuse to let them get away with it. If anybody watching this video has any insight into Wings Interactive funding, operation, or connections, my DMs are open, especially if you've worked with them. Because someone has to hold them accountable, and it sure as hell isn't going to be the gaming press. I'll end off this video with a message to the people from Wings who are most likely watching this video. You refuse to be transparent, and you refuse to answer my questions. If you had nothing to hide, all you would need to do is address the claims. It shouldn't be a problem that you're connected to Landfall. But for some reason, whenever it's pointed out, you guys freak out and hide. Why? If you won't answer simple questions, and you refuse to be transparent, then somebody, me, is going to have to make you transparent. And that's what I'm going to continue to do. Hide as much as you want. I've archived everything, and I'm always watching.
Share with your crew, escape life's hell. From spooky memes to advice obscure, here's your dark solace of humor as a cure.